Good morning. Welcome to your Thursday morning, early morning intuitive guidance. I'm Dr. Bonnie Nussbaum, waiting for all my practical rebels to pop on here. And yesterday, I just wanted to share with you, if you are in the Green Bay area and you have the opportunity before, I think it's August 10th, to go see the Van Gogh immersive exhibit at the Resch Center. Do it. It is awesome. I have some great little videos. I've uploaded them to my computer. Good morning to whomever has popped on. Good morning, Peggy. Welcome, welcome. Glad you guys are here. I've uploaded them to my computer and I'm going to attempt to post them on my Facebook page, but we'll see whether or not it works. Good morning, Kelly. Good to see you. Glad you're here. But it's an amazing thing. And I have some friends, Rayford and Sue, who actually saw not just the Van Gogh immersive exhibit, but the Monet one also. And they said the Monet one they enjoyed that one a little more than the Van Gogh one, but the Van Gogh one was very interesting. Good morning, Cindy. Glad you are here. So if you have an opportunity to go to, well, probably any of those immersives. And then afterwards, Diane and I went and had a lovely steak dinner. Good morning, Linda. Once in a while, I need beef. And we were talking about what other applications this immersive kind of experience could be applied to. We came up with all kinds of ideas. But anyway, so went to the Van Gogh exhibit yesterday, and it was really cool, really cool. So let's just take a couple of nice deep breaths to settle in through the nose, out through the mouth, in through the nose, out through the mouth. Just settling in. I'm waiting to see someone specifically pop in because she just sent me a message from the West Coast saying, I'm oftentimes up at this hour and I'd like to watch you. How do I find you? So, hopefully she'll pop on at some point here because we know how well the notification system works, right? So, but I told her anytime between like quarter after and the half past is usually when I jump on here. So today we have Caroline Meese, Wisdom for Healing cards. And this is a really cool card, and it actually kind of reminds me of that Van Gogh exhibit. It is Identify Change. So she's got a key in her hand, she's unlocked the door, she's opening the door, and there's this flood of flowers on the other side. Exactly, what notification system? Yeah, it doesn't seem to consistently let anybody know I'm live or anybody else is live if you follow other people. It doesn't seem like it works for anybody. So I'm not taking it personally because it doesn't work for anybody. So, Identify Change, that's our card for today. And for how many of us does change seem like a four-letter word? We avoid change at all costs. We like sticking with the same old, what's safe, what's routine, etc. And don't get me wrong, routines have their place. They smooth some of the processes of life, but when we're too wedded to our routines, we miss out on all the variety. We miss out on all of the interesting things that are going on. Good morning, Lisa. Glad you are here. So we want to, it's kind of like divine masculine and divine feminine. We want to create a balance. We want to create a balance that works for us. So we want to create a balance of having routines that allow us to move forward and easily maneuver certain things that occur over and over and over. And we want change. We want novelty. We want interest. We want things that make life worth living. Heck. You can do this, girl. You can do this. And actually the card I think is going to be helpful with that because it's basically talking about how do we do this on a scale that we can tolerate. I'm not going to say be comfortable because we've talked multiple times about how overrated comfort is. All that means is you're smack in the middle of not changing. Okay? So, here we go. Identify change. Just breathe deeply and easily as you listen. See what grabs you about this. Today's lesson, especially when it's a surprise, especially for trauma folks, surprises, they're not a good thing. Okay? So, But we can learn to overcome some of that. We may still have that trauma wiring, that the initial reaction is a startle, but then we can breathe, then we can bring our cortex back online. Good morning, Gwen. Then we can make some other choices, all right? And you may need to come up with a mantra. Change does not have to be scary. I embrace change, whatever it's going to be. I am willing to accept change. We'll start small, whatever we're going to do, okay? But here's today's lesson. Identify one small change that you've been postponing that would improve your life. Identify one small change that you've been postponing that would improve your life. This could be anything from cleaning a drawer to getting a new hairstyle. Change symbolically can be frightening. Your goal, to recognize that you postpone even small, insignificant changes because intuitively you know that they can ignite powerful ones. So how many of us have kind of that belief that change is a slippery slope? You put one foot out there and man, you're gone and everything's changing. Okay, but you can see how that might keep you stuck, right? Good morning, Mel. And the only thing that stays the same is change. Everything changes. We're constantly in change, all right? Good morning, Beth. Welcome. Glad you're here. We're up to 9. This is good. So 9 of us reconsidering change, allowing change to be, good morning, Carolyn, allowing change to be a natural part of life and something that can enhance our life rather than something to be avoided, all right? Sometimes when we hang on to something too long, it becomes a liability instead of an asset, okay? And that doesn't mean we have to have the latest and greatest, the brand new iPhone, whatever. Mine's, what is this thing? An 11, I think? I don't even know what number we're up to now. But, again, it's discernment. It's creating that balance between when is it good for me and the others around me for something to change, and when is having the routine the better path, okay? And again, we can tweak just small parts of a routine. It doesn't have to change the whole thing. So I'm just going to pick one. And this is a dumb one, but it makes the point. So let's say you've always brushed your teeth. Good for you. Yay. All right. But one small part of your routine you could change would be getting an electric toothbrush. Why would I want to do that? This works perfectly fine. But the electric toothbrush is going to be more effective. That might be an upgrade, an up level that you're willing to make, all right? Or let's say routines are comfortable, change is not. Absolutely true. Absolutely true. But again, I repeat, we have grossly overvalued comfort. Grossly overvalued comfort. And so I'm going to pick another one. Exercise, physical activity. I saw something, I get a lot of these medical update things, and there's a direct connection. I forget what the correlation was, but it was huge and it makes total sense between children who play a lot of video games, don't engage in a lot of physical activity, etc., and metabolic syndrome at age 45. That was a no-brainer in my book. But yes, you have to have research that shows stuff so you can get funding for stuff, right? Physical activity, exercise. Is it always comfortable? No. When we're pushing our bodies to do something, is that always pleasant? No. Again, don't overrate the comfort, because that physical discomfort that comes along with physical activity sometimes is what's allowing us to grow, is what's allowing us to become stronger, to be able to do things longer. I see, again, a vast number of my friends who really physically can't do much anymore. We're in our 60s. What's going to happen when they're in their 80s? So again, change. Little small steps. Exactly, Mel. Again, I always talk about the 1 degree of change. At the point where you make that 1 degree of change, it doesn't look that different. Over time, you end up in a very different spot than you would otherwise. I'll pick another one. Knock 100 calories out of your day. 100. I mean, that's what? 1 egg, 1 whatever. You know, it's a small amount. Over the course of time, it makes a big difference. Add walking around the block once to your daily routine. At that point, it seems like too little too late. Over the course of time, it matters. It makes a difference. If you look at a rock and there's water dripping on that rock, at the beginning, it doesn't look like anything's happening. Over time, you get those funky little holes. The water has eroded the rock. And might it take a longer time? Yes. So what? Do it anyway. Do it anyway. What else you got to do with this lifetime, right? So, what is one small change that you've been postponing that could improve your life? Put it in the feed. Put it in the feed. For me, it's physical activity. So when I went to that yoga class, that was the beginning of me declaring, I'm going to be more physically active. Again, I kind of move into it and move out of it, move into it and move out of it. Time to move into it and stay there. So today's activity is going to be taking TJ out to my brother's house early this morning before we get up to our 90 degrees or whatever ugly number it's supposed to get to, and walking around, letting him sniff things, being out in nature. Some of the yuck in the air has cleared somewhat. It's still not great, but better than it was, so out we go. Put it in the feed. I want to see what you have as a small change that you've been putting off, but you know that it could improve your life. And am I going to harp on you about it? No, that doesn't work. We all know that doesn't work. Nagging is not an effective tool of change. Yes, declare your intentions out loud, and be willing to say to the people to whom you're declaring it out loud, I don't need you to ride my ass on this. I just need you to know this is what I'm planning on doing. So that person might be willing to do some things to assist you. So let's say you decided you wanted to be more physically active. That person could say, hey, you want to go for a walk tonight? Hey, you want to go wander around the park? Hey, you want to, whatever. They can assist in ways other than, have you done your walk today? No, that's not overly helpful. Okay, and again, this last part, recognizing that small, seemingly insignificant changes lead to igniting the powerful ones. All right? Finish your daily exercising by 9 a.m. There we go. That is cool. That is cool. So maybe one of the things you do is you set an alarm on your phone for 8:30, so that when that goes off, if you go, man, I haven't done it yet, you've got the half hour or whatever amount of time you need to do it. I will strongly encourage all of us, don't go nuts on this. Don't start something that's not sustainable. Start something small. Get that robust. Then add in another step. So if it's exercise, start with something simple. 10 minutes. I'll walk around the block. I'll do some stretches. I'll do some yoga poses. Whatever. 10 minutes. I'll do something small. Once you have the 10 minutes really happening, then bump it up. 15, 20, on and on. Okay? And you may get to a point where it falls apart. That lets you know that's the place where you need to do some work. So for me, one of the things that when I was a young mom raising kids, twice a week. All right, there we go. I would suggest that you shift your focus though, Ruth Ann, from losing weight, because what do we do when we lose something? We go and find it and 10 of its friends, okay? Shift it to something that is more of a positive framework. We're aiming for our ideal weight. We are looking to fit comfortably in clothing. I want to wear a belt again. I want to wear a button-down shirt instead of pullovers. I want to tuck something in. I want to be able to go for a mile and not be sucking air. What are some of the positive things that you want? I want to do some yard work and feel good when I'm done, instead of, the typical groan and moan and whatever. So what will you do? The competition part. Something else I would say about people of a certain age: don't become that weekend warrior, because if you push too hard, someone gets injured, or you're really sore, and then you're discouraged, and then you stop. So you're better off kindly and gently loving each other and yourself through this process. All right? How can we do this in a positive way? We know that people who, and I'm going to say it because that's how we lose weight, 2% will have maintained that weight loss 5 years out. That's abysmal. That is not great results. That tells us that what we've been doing does not work. We have to do other things. So make that walking your time to have great conversation. Make that walking your time to plan some other fun things. Make that walking focused on something other than we've got to lose weight. That just doesn't work. It just doesn't work. So watch your frame of mind, okay? Igniting those powerful changes. I'd love you also to take a look at, do some journaling. Be honest with yourself about, good morning, Courtney, glad you were here. What scares you about those powerful changes? Well, yeah, but then I have to maintain it forever. Oh, good, awesome, you've been doing this for about a year, fabulous. And so the year's worth of this has been well practiced. Now it's kicking it up a notch. And that's cool. See how it goes. Yes. More self-care, doing things for you. Fabulous. Yes. And again, that doesn't mean you overhaul your entire life at once, because that's not sustainable. But you make 1 or 2 changes, you get those really robust, then you add on 1 or 2 more changes, and you just keep going. And when and if you hit that point where your routine starts to crumble, know that that's the place. Drop back to what you were just doing, reestablish that, but be taking some time to look at, okay, what about that new change I just added in was the breaking point? Be curious. Don't feel like you've failed. You have not failed. You've just found a way it didn't work. Now figure out what might work better. What might work better. But with those powerful changes, I'd like you to really be honest with yourself. What about that scares you? It can be anything from, because then I made a commitment and I have to do it for the rest of my life, and that sounds horrible. Or what if I fail? Or what if I succeed? Or, what if I drop all this weight and people start paying attention to me? Or, all that stuff we do in our heads, which when it's in our heads, we don't ever really challenge it. Put it on paper, say it out loud to somebody, including maybe to yourself in the mirror. The reason I'm afraid of powerful changes is, fill in the blank. Take a look at what your assumptions are there. Challenge those assumptions. Go run through the work from Byron Katie. Is this literally true? So I'm going to pick one. If I start exercising every day, then I'm going to have to do it every day for the rest of my life. The work. Is this literally true? No. You don't have to do it every day for the rest of your life. If you want to take a day off here and there, knock yourself out. If you want to do something different than what you've been, let's say you walk every day. Let's say on a particular day you decide you'd rather ride your bike. All right? We play these games with ourselves that keep us stuck in the old routines that no longer serve us. Take a look at those assumptions you're making and challenge them. All right? So, lots of stuff we get to do. And notice that it's get to do, not have to do. Oh, look at all this stuff she's making us do. No. What do you get to do? Carolyn gets to practice more self-care. How awesome is that? Doing things for me. Fabulous. Good. All right. So that is today's card, identifying change and really taking a deep look at, is there something about this change that scares me? And if so, what is it? And is that really accurate, or is that just the story I'm telling myself that then keeps me from making this change? All right, let's see some little changes moving forward. Have an awesome Thursday. We'll see you again tomorrow. Remember, you're capable of far more than you think you are. Awesome. Bye-bye.